Breaking news, a mad news day today. MAGA country exploding with rage after the Smollett charges, all of them, dropped. Absolutely shocking news today. Breaking 911 tweeted out that attorneys for Empire actor Jussie Smollett have reported that all the criminal charges against him have been dropped. Smollett, who authorities said filed false reports of a crime, had been indicted on 16 felony counts by a Cook County grand jury. Jussie Smollett spoke this morning after the charges were dropped. Take a look.
Hey everybody, I just made a couple notes. First of all, I want to thank my family, my friends, the incredible people of Chicago, and all over the country and the world who have prayed for me, who have supported me, who've shown me so much love. No one will ever know how much that has meant to me, and I will forever be grateful.
He really is a good actor, though. Look at him. He is putting on the show right now. Man.
I want you to know that not for a moment was it in vain. I have been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I have been accused of.
You liar! This guy's lying straight to the camera. I would not be my mother's son. Listen to that line of garbage he just fed everybody.
This has been an incredibly difficult time, honestly one of the worst of my entire life. But I am a man of faith, and I'm a man that has knowledge of my history, and I would not bring my family, our lives, or the movement through a fire like this.
And you did, dude. You did. You dragged your whole family through the mud. Oh, man.
Just wouldn't. So I want to thank my legal counsel from the bottom of my heart.
I bet you do.
And I would also like to thank the state of Illinois for attempting to do what's right.
What about the Obamas or maybe Soros or any of those people? You want to thank them?
Now I'd like nothing more than to just get back to work and move on with my life, but make...
That was a note to his Empire producers that he doesn't want to be kicked off the show. Yeah. See, guys, look, I'm innocent. Charges dropped. Let's get back to work, everybody.
No mistakes. I will always continue to fight for the justice, equality, and betterment of marginalized people everywhere. So again, thank you for all the support. Thank you for faith, and thank you to God. Bless y'all. Thank you very much.
Bless you all. Thank you very much. Yeah, right. This guy's a total con man. He's an actor. He's performing for the cameras right there. He knows what he's doing. But it was the Chicago mayor, Rahm Emanuel. This caught me off guard today. I figured that Rahm Emanuel probably had some hand with the connection to the Obamas, but Rahm Emanuel actually sided with the Chicago police against Jussie Smollett. This is what, do we have a tweet here for that? Yeah, here it is. Mayor Rahm Emanuel is actually siding with the police against Jussie Smollett. I'm stunned. He did this all in the name of self-promotion. This is a whitewash of justice. We've got a clip. Let's go to that.
This is without a doubt a whitewash of justice and sends a clear message that if you're in a position of influence and power, you'll get treated one way, other people will be treated another way. There is no accountability then in the system. It is wrong, full stop.
Do you blame the state's attorney's office for this decision?
What I do want to say is, the way I look at it is I commend the officers and the grand jury for their decisions.
What about him?
It reminds me of Hillary Clinton. You know, she got off scot-free as well, right? 2 tiers of justice in America, especially if you come from privilege. Yeah, Jussie Smollett experiencing some wonderful privilege today. The Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson, well, he was absolutely pissed, and he found out about all this at the exact same time that we did. We have another, is there another tweet for this one too? I guess there is here. Sources tell CBS 2 Chicago Police Superintendent Johnson is furious. He had no heads up that this was going to happen. So all the negotiating in the back rooms, behind the scenes, he had no idea. He thought that he was going to get this guy Smollett, throw him in the clink with Bubba don't drop the soap. And no, he didn't even get the heads up either. Take a look.
My personal opinion is that you all know where I stand on this. Do I think justice was served? No. Where do I think justice is? I think this city is still owed an apology. And let me digress for a moment. When I came on this job, I've been a cop now for about 31 years. When I came on this job, I came on with my honor, my integrity, and my reputation. If someone accused me of doing anything that would circumvent that, then I would want my day in court, period, to clear my name. I've heard that they wanted their day in court with TV cameras so America could know the truth, but no, they chose to hide behind secrecy and broker a deal to circumvent the judicial system. My job as a police officer is to investigate an incident, gather the evidence, gather the facts, and present them to the state's attorney.
Do you hear what he's saying here? He's saying that if that was him in that position, he would want his day in court to present the evidence, to prove his case, prove his innocence, and walk out a vindicated man. In this case, Jussie Smollett manipulated the justice system behind closed doors and had this thing tried in the court of public opinion, and then he walked out a free man. Very, very different scenario. It shows you how much Jussie Smollett values the two tiers of justice. Yeah.
That's what we did. I stand behind the detective's investigation. I'll let Mary Manuel comment further.
So, just a travesty of justice today. A travesty of justice. If you saw my video earlier today, I was dumbfounded, speechless, and in a daze. You know, coming off this high of the Mueller investigation, and then of course with the porn star lawyer, he going down in flames yesterday, and all of a sudden, like getting a message on my phone that Jussie Smollett has an emergency court hearing, and I'm like, okay, here we go, and I check it out, and I'm reading the messages as we're waiting for the hearing to conclude, finding out that all the charges are dropped. I'm like, this has got to be kidding. People are joking, right? This is something that they're saying in the chat room just to troll, right? No, it turned out to be true. And watching it with my wife, and we're just dumbfounded. Couldn't believe it. I was messaging people saying this is happening right now. Completely unbelievable. I mean, how can somebody file a false police report, create a fake hate crime, and then walk away with no punishment? I mean, they have video footage of this guy and the people he paid, allegedly paid, buying the masks, buying the MAGA hats, buying the rope. Well, the reason that Jussie Smollett walked is because Jussie Smollett is a far-left, anti-Trump liberal who will get away with anything, because whatever he does is because of his liberal privilege. If this had been a Trump supporter who staged an attack like this, they would surely be going to jail for an extended period of time. But it's a liberal celebrity, like Jussie Smollett. He gets to walk away with no punishment. Yeah. So here's what MAGA country had to say about the charges being dropped on Twitter this morning. We got quite a few responses. And let's see this first one. I'm telling the truth. How do we know? I'm my mother's son. Oof. Let's see, we got a better picture here. Smollett is such a great actor that he tricked a judge into dropping all charges of his fake hate crime, almost sparking a race war. Of course he's an actor. Following a script, there's still the federal mail issue hanging over him. Let's just hope that, I hope that one follows through. Celebrity privilege, yeah. Well, Judge Napolitano weighed in as well this morning when we were all waiting for Smollett to take to the cameras. And here's what he had to say. He said that it was almost unheard of for these charges to be dropped. Take a look.
The case would be dropped for one of two reasons, either because the government decided it could not prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt, notwithstanding what evidence it has, or because it decided to grant Smollett what's called a deferred prosecution, which means a short period of probation at the end of which the charges would be dismissed, and he can actually ask for an expungement, which means an eradication of the arrest record. However, from the description Matt Finn gave us, it sounds as if the government has asked to dismiss its own indictment. Quite frankly, this is almost unheard of. It is either the result of extraordinary lawyering on the part of his lawyers or a realization by the government of some defect in its evidence that it did not know it had at the time it sought and obtained an indictment against him.
Okay, 16 counts, right? That's what he was facing. You had these two brothers who were apparently colleagues of his. They worked out together. I think they worked on the show Empire as well.
Right.
They would, I imagine, those were your two best witnesses, Judge, right?
Yes.
So initially we thought that they brought the evidence and they gave up the goods.
Yes.
Are we to assume that either they didn't have it in the first place or they changed their story?
Well, one of those, Bill, or perhaps the government doing an investigation after indictment rather than before indictment discovered something in their backgrounds which would make it impractical or almost impossible to put them on a witness stand. Now, the 16-count indictment was really overkill. It basically was one charge for every time Jussie Smollett spoke to the cops, even though he basically said the same thing each time he spoke to them. So it should have been a one-count indictment. Instead, they did 16. Why? Because the police were furious that they had been played, in their view, and used by Jussie Smollett.
Used by Jussie Smollett. You know who else was used? President Trump. MAGA supporters. If you ever wore a MAGA hat in your life, yeah, you were used by Jussie Smollett. The guy is out there walking as a free man right now. He should be behind bars. I mean, the very fact that he went in front of those cameras and just redeclared his innocence, and I'm my mother's son and I would never do this to my family, while the evidence from the grand jury felt there was enough evidence, the grand jury felt there was enough evidence to go ahead and indict this guy. It just goes to show you that there's two levels of justice in the system. And one thing we need to make very clear is that the police union, as we reported last week, the police union is now calling for a federal investigation into Fox, who is the state's attorney. They believe that she interfered, working somehow with the Obama administration or Michelle Obama indirectly. And that's very likely how this whole thing got thrown out. So there does need to be a federal investigation into this case. The state's attorney needs to be brought in. And I think that this whole thing needs to be blown wide open even more. So say a prayer that it does. Say a prayer that justice does prevail here. Okay? Comment below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Thanks for sticking around. You know, stem cells are your body's natural healing system. You get a cut on your finger one day, and the next day it heals up. So how does it happen? Well, it's because your body's stem cells are working hard to heal you. The sad part is, by the age of 65, you've lost 90% of your adult stem cells. But now you may be able to boost stem cell levels naturally within 1 hour by 30% with a new plant-based capsule. Everyone's chemistry is different, but for many, this produces a variety of benefits to help reduce the effects of aging. This product comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. You've got nothing to lose. So visit their website at www.stemup.com/now. It's right down, link below. www.stemup.com/now. So support your body with organic stem cells. Again, that's www.stemup.com/now. Rejuvenate your bodily youth today. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.